And now I'm living this life already for 5 years and I'm free. Like no one is telling me what I should do, what I have to do, and you can do exactly the same. Yes guys, it's Monday morning here and I'm very, very excited for a new week, which I'm actually always are, because Mondays for me, it just feels like, you know, even though every day is for me the same kind of day, Monday is a Monday and Sunday can be also a Monday, you know. I mean, it's still for me like very exciting to have that feeling and understanding like, yeah man, it's a new week, you know, new week, new goals, new energy, boom, let's go, right? And that makes me also thinking while I'm sitting here, and what I want to share with you guys is that, you know, even though it's a Monday morning, if I compare that to like many years ago, I remember that Monday morning for me was like, oh, another Monday, you know, and that's not like, I don't have that feeling at all, like already for years. And why? That's simply because I just do what I want to do, and also on a Monday morning, right? So instead of being that specific person or being that guy who has to wake up on a Monday morning to work to a 9 to 5 or to go to the office or to work on a job, which I actually don't want at all, like I don't have to do that anymore, right? Now, I'm not saying that if you're doing that, like if you're now waking up on a Monday morning and you're going to a job which you don't like and you're just a bit unmotivated because you have to go there, like, okay, that's fair, right? But then the next question is, what do you do to change the situation, right? Because if you don't change that situation, then you don't have the right to complain at all, basically, right? Because see like this, I see so many people complaining about their job. I see so many people complaining about their current situation. But what they forget is that the situation they're in now is because of the decisions they have made the past years, the past days, the past weeks, or whatever, right? That's what a lot of people don't understand. So they just think like, yeah, you know, they're unmotivated and they're complaining, but they're actually not aware of the fact that if they want to change the situation, they actually can, right? Everyone can change the situation they're currently in, like for real. If you're going to the job for a 9 to 5 and you're unmotivated and you don't like that at all, well, what do you have to do then to get out of that, life you're stuck in? Well, there are a few things what you could do, right? First of all, you could try to work additional hours during your weekend, Saturday and Sunday, right? Instead of escaping from the life you're currently living, escaping that office vibe, escaping that job you're working for 40 hours, 50 hours a week at the office, and then in the weekend going to bars or do whatever. Maybe you're gaming, maybe you're like whatever you do. If in those 3 hours you're not putting in extra work to escape that 9 to 5, then you don't have any right to complain at all, right? Unless you say like, yo, listen, I'm just completely fine with this job. I'm not looking for that freedom, you know, I just want to keep doing this. And yeah, you know, even though sometimes I'm unmotivated, I just accept it as it is and I just want to do this. Fine, if you're that person, okay. But if you feel like, yo, I want more in this life, I feel there's more in this life, what should I do? Where should I go? How can I escape this kind of lifestyle? How can I be actually motivated every single day? Listen, motivation and discipline are two different things, yeah? If you're now in that life, what you don't like at all to do, and you want to enter a life where you actually start to like things that you're doing, you need to be disciplined, yeah? You need to be fucking disciplined. Forget about the motivation, because motivation is not going to help you anywhere. Like if you're, like everyone can perform when they're motivated, right? But if you're disciplined, every single day discipline lays in line with doing things what you actually don't like, but you have to do those things to enter the life you want to enter, right? And what I already earlier said today is that the situation where you're in now has most likely to do with the fact of decisions you have made the past years or the past days or the past weeks, you know? And if you're, let's say you're, for example, 25 or 26 years old and you've always been living with your parents at home, yeah? And you decided to study, which is completely fine. But at the same time, while you studied, you weren't that motivated to work. Maybe you worked a few hours, but all the money, what was incoming, you spend it on whatever. Maybe you spend it on rent, maybe you spend it on going out to bars, maybe you spend it on restaurants, and now you're in a kind of lifestyle 25, 26 with zero savings and you start to complain. Well, that's because of you made those decisions the past years, right? I already had this vision so clear for myself from a young age, like, okay, my sister left home from 16, 17 years old, and I had that mindset like, why is she leaving home? Like, we are actually so blessed that we're living at home and that my mom is just paying stuff for me. Like, don't get me wrong, I wasn't that guy, my mom was giving me everything. I always needed to work for my own things, but at home, I didn't have to pay for rent and I didn't have to pay for food. So that was a luck of me, because I can also understand if you watch this video, you're maybe not in that situation, you know? And I feel sorry for that, but you shouldn't feel sorry for yourself. And that is exactly what should discipline you even more to get out of that lifestyle, you know? So from that young age, I had the vision like, okay, I don't want this, man. Like, I don't want to go like live on my own, like thinking that I have that freedom, escape the hometown, living the life from a young age, because you're not. You're not able to save a lot of money. You're not able to plan your future. You know what I mean? And I always had that thing in my mind, like I want to plan that future. I want to make sure that I have a lot of savings, and I want to make sure that I save an X amount. And I think I was 18 years old and I had already 10 or 12k euros in the bank account, because I always worked like crazy. All my friends were going out to bars, all my friends were going to specific places. I was always working. I always had this vision like, yo, I want to do this, I want to get out of this lifestyle, I want to live differently. And now I'm living this life already for 5 years and I'm free. Like, no one is telling me what I should do, what I have to do. And you can do exactly the same by starting to sacrifice stuff on a short basis, by starting to say no to friends, by starting to save up a lot of money, by starting to understand that in those weekends, you need to put in extra working hours. You know, you need to sacrifice so many things if you want to achieve that life. And then believe me, if you can commit yourself to that and be disciplined for so many days, weeks, months, years consistent, you're going to enter a complete different life. And that's how you are going to be very excited also for these Mondays and these Tuesdays and these Wednesdays. And every day is going to be the same day. Once again, every day is the same day for me, you know? Every day is the same day for me. I focus on my business, I focus on myself, I focus on personal development. And yes, sometimes I also have off days, but it's fine. I accept that, but I'm still disciplined enough to put in the work that I at least have to do, right? So please guys, listen, if you're stuck in a 9 to 5, or if you're not stuck in 9 to 5 but doing something else, but you're not looking forward to your Mondays, that's because of you. And you are the only one who can change that, okay? So I hope I shared some value with you guys. If you have questions like, bro, how can I start? How can I do this? I do have a free course for people who are interested to start maybe with e-commerce or with dropshipping. If you're not interested in that, also fine. Shoot your questions here and I'm sure I can help you out, because I do know a lot of different business models, what you maybe could look into or maybe could start with, right? But the first thing is, if you don't have money incoming every single day, or if you're not working extra hours, having the money to be able to save, make sure you do that first. Whether you work for a boss, whether you have to clean cars, whether you have to do whatever, it doesn't matter. Put your ego aside and focus on completely making money, guys, in order to reach the freedom, okay? So first you have to sacrifice, and then later on, you will see that you can literally do everything you want to do, yeah? And entering that freedom. See you guys all. Hope this was a valuable video for you guys. Let me know in the comments what you think about these kind of videos so I can come up with more and more and more. That's basically it, guys. Subscribe. See you. Cheers.